Hello. So, God, I look tired. I've been doing a lot and organizing and cleaning. And anyways, that's not the reason that I'm posting this video today. As you all know, a very, 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 very sad day in the world, especially here in Santa Barbara and in the diving community. My heart breaks for all those poor people that died on that dive boat this morning when that boat caught fire off Santa Cruz Island, 20 yards off the island. I've lived here my entire life. I know that boat very well. The conception was Glenn Fitzler, the owner of Truth Aquatics. That was his baby. That was the leader. I worked on the Truth, which is another boat part of the Truth Aquatics, way back. Actually, the first island I went to was San Miguel. So, just an absolutely tragic story of these poor people, how they perished. You know, they were most likely sleeping in their bunks. The distress calls came in at 3-something. People have to realize that Santa Cruz Island is a long ways from land. I think it's over something like 20 some miles. I don't know the total of all the islands of the distance. It's a long ways. So a helicopter, jet powered, probably 20 minutes maybe. A boat takes a good hour. So these poor crew members, I mean, I can't even imagine what was going through their heads. I mean, they were freaking out, of course. You know, this is what I think was going on. The time that it happened is getting close. They were supposed to be coming in on Monday at 5 o'clock. So today is Monday. So this was the scenario. Because I grew up here and I've been out to the islands and I know about the dive trip and I know what they do. So most likely what was happening at that time in the morning is getting close to, kind of close to getting up and diving for the morning, and then most likely leaving later on in the afternoon to come back to shore. So I'm thinking what happened was the crew realized, you know, because they were all up at top. The crew sleeps up top. The passengers sleep underneath. These poor people were trapped. When the fire department arrived, see, I know all the fire department and all the guys here, and I actually ran into John Palmentary, who was the man that covered this story this morning. I left my ranch this morning, ran into him at the Cabrillo Boulevard. We sat down. He put his arm around me. We were sad for these people that had lost their lives. And I got to watch him with his phone with the news conference in the harbor with the Coast Guard, saying that the guys had jumped overboard. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, why did they not save these men and women, and if children, I'm sure there might have been kids too. This boat was engulfed in flames quickly. People don't seem to realize that a boat fire, it catches very, very fast. There's a lot of stuff that's flammable. And so the pictures that you see when the fire department finally arrived, when able to try to fight this fire, you can see the pictures, and the boat was completely engulfed in flames. So these crew members, you know, people are going to be saying, why didn't they try to go down there and save these people? They most likely would have been going into an inferno of death. I mean, that's straight out fact. So, it's sad. It's a very sad, sad day. And it's just tragic that how close this story is. And to me, because I used to work with this company a long time ago, when I used to work on the Truth. And the boat sank in 60 feet of water. They recovered 4 bodies. There's 30 still unaccounted and missing. So these poor people were getting ready to go diving that morning early. And unfortunately, that was their last day on Earth. That's just tragic. So I think a good idea from this accident, because I've been here my whole life in Santa Barbara, and I have a feeling that this is probably going to go down as not if one of the worst, like, boat disasters, but the worst boat disaster off this coast. All these Channel Islands out here, this has got to be by far one of the worst. I've ever heard of that many people perishing in one time. That's everybody on the boat. And I was hearing stories online, I don't know if this is true or not, but these were like a bunch of people that were out on a Labor Day dive adventure. So they most likely all knew each other, which is even more tragic, because sometimes when you go on a dive boat on a trip, not everybody's going to know everyone, because when I went on the Truth, that's how it was. Individual people came out, went diving for 3 days. So anyways, my heart goes out to all the families and everybody who's lost loved ones in this. And my heart goes out to Glenn Fitzler and everybody at Sea Landing at Truth Aquatics. I mean, I just can't even imagine what you guys are dealing and feeling right now. This is just awful. So, I believe they were having a news conference at 4 o'clock on ksby.com. I want to check and see about that. And I love everybody. And, what this really should tell us to do, I'm going to mention this to the fire department, because I think this is a really good idea. Why can't we have a fire department on hand out at the islands? I mean, there's a slight, small chance that if there had been a fire department boat, equipment to help these people 20 yards off the island, I don't know. I think it's a good idea. Anyways, I love everybody, and life is short, man. Life can just snuff you out like that, and that's life. I know I got some ranch scars. You work out on the ranch, man, you start getting binged and dinged. Anyways, I love everybody, and say a prayer for all those poor people who died out off of Santa Cruz Island this morning in that tragic, tragic fire. I love everyone. Bye.